Oh, man. Hello, world. What is up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Matt Forte. We are here live at the Build studio in New York City. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Party of Five returns on Freeform, and it is not to be missed. Original series creators Amy Lippman and Christopher Kaiser, along with an amazing writing staff and a supremely talented cast, have raised the bar for what is to be expected from when our old favorites return as new. This show is deeply moving and unfortunately an accurate depiction of a very real struggle facing a lot of American families. Our next guests do an outstanding job of telling this story, and I'm thrilled that I get to chat with them for just a little bit. Folks from Party of Five, if you can believe it, I got them all here. Brandon Larracuente is here, Emily Tosta, Niko Guardado, and Elle Legaspi's in the building. How you guys feel about that at home? They're pretty excited. Brandon Larracuente, Emily Tosta, Niko Guardado, and Elle Legaspi. Congratulations, guys. I said it before, I'll say it again. In a time of like endless reboots and reimaginings, you guys have made something truly, truly special. And it is so good, and I'm so excited for all of you. Congrats. How you guys doing? It's been a crazy day so far. I've been following you on Instagram.
Yeah, we've been up since like 5 in the morning.
All day, but we're enjoying New York.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's amazing.
It's a fun time.
You were on GMA, so I was like, all right, so they didn't sleep. I know that coming in. So it's going to be a little bit rough. But I saw you're on pizza boxes. There are ads everywhere.
I was like, pizza boxes? What?
Apparently they come with Kleenex too, which is super funny.
That's amazing. Times Square's pretty cool, but you make it onto a pizza box.
Made it.
That's next level.
Mama, we made it.
What was it like the first time you saw the Times Square, a billboard, and saw yourself? You saw your face in Times Square on a building. What was that like? Go around. I want to hear everybody's reaction.
It was a bit surreal for me because, growing up as a kid, you never expect to see your own face on a billboard. And for me, it kind of brought me back to the long journey that I've, had to take just to get to this point. And it also made me acknowledge and appreciate the people who've helped me get to this point in my life. So I'm very appreciative, and it's super inspiring.
I think for me, it was the same thing as Brandon. I mean, it was such a crazy feeling seeing yourself on such an important space as Times Square, and especially because I experienced it with my mom, and she sacrificed everything for me to be able to come to this country and for us to follow that American dream, and that's always so important to me, and that's why I like to share everything with her. I mean, she's my best friend, and just being able to see that with her and being like, oh my gosh, we're in America. Like, this is the thing. This is real. It was just insane.
For me, it was just a dream come true because when I was like 5 years old, probably even younger, I've always wanted to be on a billboard, be in Times Square. And I finally did that. So this is really exciting.
How old are you? If you don't mind me. Yeah. It's like what are you now, like 8? What do you know? You're older than that. I know you're older than that.
I'm about to turn 12.
You're about to turn 12. Congratulations. Hold for applause. She's about to turn 12. And she's achieved a life goal already. You're on a billboard in Times Square.
Yeah.
Just keep crushing it. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Niko, how about you, man?
I mean, they took the words out of my mouth, for real. So surreal and just a moment I'll never take for granted. I remember my dad used to play professional baseball, and they were playing the Yankees, actually, in the 2003 Division Series or something. And I remember seeing my dad in a little thing in Times Square for it. And, I mean, I obviously look up to my parents so much, and so being able to say that we both got to be in Times Square, it's something special and super surreal, like Brandon said, and it's just, it's crazy. It's insane.
It was very cool, and it's much deserved, and I'm very excited for you guys. Now, did you, have you finished filming all the first season yet? So you guys have been wrapped?
Yeah, season 1 is complete.
So then it's been nice getting back together, hanging out, going around New York as like a TV family and getting to see each other again.
I mean, we're always hanging out, whether it's on set or off set. It's kind of crazy. We've all sort of become best friends, so we're always hanging out either way.
Well, I had noticed, again, I was following you on Instagram just to see what you guys were up to today, and there is a handshake that is incredibly elaborate and ridiculously well rehearsed. When did you guys come up with that?
During season 1.
There's a lot of downtime on set.
Yeah.
All of us have handshakes.
All have handshakes?
We all
Yeah,
have
we
handshakes.
all have little ones.
Well, I'm carving out an additional 10 minutes to go through every one of those right now.
Every single handshake.
Wait,
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys all have handshakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It's just something that we do while waiting.
Trying to think of all the permutations, how many combinations.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Too many to,
There's just so much downtime on set that we have to keep each other busy, else we go crazy.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly.
Thus, the handshakes were born.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, I'm going to get you there. Before we leave today, we're going to see at least one, if not all of these
Let's do
handshakes.
it.
But let's talk about that for a second, because one of the things that makes this show so outstanding is all of you together. You very much, I can tell that you bonded at some point before you ever got in front of the cameras. You guys feel like a family. I feel like I'm like privileged to watch an actual family. It's really fun to watch you guys do what you do. Even in the hard times, it's just amazing to watch you all support each other. Did that happen right away? How long did it take for you guys to become that family? What did you do to get there?
It didn't take very long. No, it just happened just like that. Like, as soon as we went into the room, we were talking and stuff, and then it was a connection that is so undescribable. It was beautiful, We instantly became a family.
That's so sweet. Did you guys go do any fun outings and bonding experience? You go bowling or something? I don't know. What do you do? What did you-
Absolutely.
that
Yeah,
came-
especially all of us. I mean, we shot the pilot in Montreal, which a lot of people actually don't know that, but we were all living in Canada for basically a month and a half or so. So we were all staying in the same hotel, and obviously that gave us a lot more time to bond and hang out, and we would play board games and just run scenes together, and it gave us a lot of time to get to know each other even more.
What was the most heated board game night?
Monopoly, all the way.
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
It's a touchy subject. We shouldn't get into it.
Yes.
That was.
We were sitting there playing Monopoly for
4 hours.
Oh yeah.
yeah, probably 4 hours. Not gonna lie, it was.
I've never finished a game of Monopoly, and that was
Either.
the first time in my life that I did.
Yeah.
Really? Wait,
It
you
was
got
fun.
to the end?
Yeah, we got to the end. We
I
played
also
it
just
till-
need to add that they completely teamed up against me and kicked me out. I could have easily won that game. Sorry, I'm done.
Yeah.
I remember me and Brandon.
This
were
was going to be the
trying to
question,
decide.
because nobody wins Monopoly.
No.
Eventually, Monopoly just stops, and you
Yeah.
all agree that it was a
Exactly.
mistake. That's what happens with Monopoly. But you're saying you got to the end. There was a clear victor. You won.
Correct.
Yeah.
I believe Niko won actually.
I did.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah. it
Why
was-
are we even talking about this show? This is
Exactly.
huge.
That was the accomplishment of the year right there. Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that moment with us.
Yeah, there were tons of bonding opportunities in Montreal. And from the moment we even stepped inside the audition room together, we tested with, we did mix and matches with other people. But from the moment that I walked in the room with these three, just something clicked and I knew something felt right.
You knew right away.
Exactly.
Yeah, this was it.
That's pretty amazing. I have to ask, so we know the audition, you tested a bunch of people, you come together, you found the family, this is it. You know you guys are going to be working together. What was your reaction? Well, first, let's start here. Did any of you even know of the original? Because I think you're all way too young. I'm old enough, and I don't think that I really watched it. I'm going to be honest.
No.
Don't hate me, Internet, but I didn't. I had other things going on. But did you guys know about it? It's okay if you didn't.
Yeah, no, I just knew it from my
didn't.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it from
Family members that had watched the original.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. That makes complete sense. I would have been
Yeah.
shocked had you said otherwise. So you
I
come
didn't
in.
even grow up in this country, so I didn't even speak English when it came out, to be honest with you.
Well, no, that's a huge advantage. One of the big stressors for anybody, I talk to a lot of people on this stage, and they all come through and tell me, especially now, like I said, a lot of reboots and reimaginings. And one of the big stressors is living up to expectations of the old fan base or living up to the expectations of the old show. And you guys not having really experienced it, you don't have to worry about that. That doesn't have to weigh on you. But the thing I'm curious about is this story and these characters. Did you guys feel a sense of responsibility to nail this story because it hits so close to home for so many people? I know you have a very personal connection with the story as well. So just what did you feel when you found out the first time just what this story was and who you were going to be?
I think I speak for all of us to say that to have a show about this topic, it's an absolute honor. But not only that, a big responsibility, because I think we just tried to come to set and make, bring authenticity to and respect to families really going through this every day or as we're speaking. So yeah.
Did you guys do any additional research or anything to make sure that you were best set up to tell this story? and be successful?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it was very important for all of us to stay educated, because we actually had a group chat also where we would send each other news articles and just things that were going on, because obviously we're telling a very timely topic and there's things about this on the news all the time. So sadly, it is very easy to stumble upon these news and these families being separated and taken from each other. So we would always try to keep each other in the loop with what's going on in the country. So yeah, we actually had a group chat and we would send each other information. And I think it's always been very important for all of us to be able to embody our characters in the most authentic and real way possible, is to be educated on the topic and to be educated on what these families are actually going through. I think that was a very important part of us embodying the characters and telling the story.
And I imagine that's not an easy thing to do to stay in that loop. It's such a lot of difficult news to process. And the show asks a lot of you guys as actors. Just in the pilot alone, you got to go to some pretty heavy places. How did you guys support each other in between all of that and having to go to those places?
I think just being there for each other each and every take. I mean, from the first take to the last take, we really gave it our all, and we were. I'm very fortunate to work with these three because every single tape, after each take, they would ask me, "What do you need from me? Is there anything that I can give you in the scene?" And just, I'm so fortunate to work with actors who are as giving as I try and be on set. Because as you said, it's a very heavy topic, but and we try as much as we can. To jump and to step into the role of these people who are actually living this on a daily basis, but it helped having such an amazing cast and crew. It did.
Elle, did I see? Was your dog on set with you a couple of times?
Yes, he actually came almost every day.
Almost every day.
Yeah, so I used to bring him every day to set, and it's just he likes it a lot because sometimes when we leave him alone by himself, he gets a little sad. So he liked the attention, and everybody just walking through my trailer saying hi Fluffy, how are you doing? And then they leave, and he likes having the attention, and he'll go in the makeup and hair trailer with me, and he'll just be sitting there walking around and everything.
Was it nice to have if you had to do like a sad scene or something? You just know, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna work, but then Fluffy's here for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anybody else bond with Fluffy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
love
my pup
Fluffy.
actually did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I brought my pup and would have play
Have
dates.
dogs on set?
Kind of.
Just us two.
Just them two.
You brought it.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm allergic, but I couldn't resist from trying.
gonna stop you.
Claritin,
Yes.
Claritin, it always works.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a terrier mix, and actually, she's very intimidating, and she's very tiny, but she intimidated poor Fluffy, and Fluffy ended up pooping in the makeup trailer.
Yeah. She scared him so much she pooped in his pants.
You know that happens a lot on this stage too. That's something to be embarrassed about. We get a lot of that in here. No, we have a lot of, also animals come through, and so that happens. That's what happens when animals are in the entertainment industry. What's it been like? So tomorrow's the big premiere. Everybody's really excited for it, of course. But people have been streaming it. It's been on Hulu for a couple of days. It's been in the Freeform app. People have seen it. Tons of really positive reviews, and people already reacting, reaching out on Twitter, and just a lot of outpouring of support and love and connecting with the show. What's that been like to see this thing you worked really hard on and people really connecting with it?
I think it's always nice when you put your heart and soul into something, and then when the finished product comes out, people around the world, thanks to social media, are able to tell you how that episode made them feel. And in particular, the original fans of Party of Five have shown tremendous support, which I was so shocked to see because, as you said, with reboots, it's very touchy. But they showed nothing but love and positivity towards us, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I also think one of the most beautiful things was that I was starting to get messages, and I'm sure this happened to all of you guys, from people that are actually experiencing this at the moment. And they were like, wow, our stories are being told, or we feel represented, or we feel like we're finally being talked about on screen, or we can relate to your characters. And I feel like at the end of the day, as artists, that's all we strive for, to be able to tell meaningful stories and that people can relate to them.
Yeah.
So I think that was also a really cool part of it, too.
Yeah. That's got to be really nice to see that come back.
Yeah, it
Elle, what
really
were you
is.
gonna
It's
say?
just so heartwarming to see everyone's comments and things like that, because it just warms my heart to know that we're actually doing something that people like, and it's truly a blessing to be able to know that we are doing the right thing and letting them know that they aren't alone, because
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, it means the absolute world. I mean, we're doing something that we love to do, and like Emily said, to do meaningful projects. And to pour your heart and soul into something, and to get such good feedback and all these messages, it makes it that much more sweeter.
Is it also in a way like like a relief? It's like you made this thing and you know it's great and you feel really strongly about it, but just when you see it released to the world and everyone else feels the same way, that's got to be like a weight off your shoulders. Like, all right, I was right. That was fun. That we did do the right thing, and people are like connecting with it.
Yeah, because as actors, we don't get to see, the show until you guys get to see it along with us, It's very rare, other than maybe some ADR, that we get to see some scenes. So I think to watch the pilot and to see it all come together, it was a bit surreal for us. But I'm glad to see that everyone's hard work, and it's nice to see how we all, as collaborators can come together on a project, no matter where we come from in the world. I mean, we had Latinos on set, people from Germany. It doesn't matter. There were so many people who worked in this project, and to see it all come together was surreal.
Did you guys watch the pilot together for the first time, or did you see?
Yeah, we did.
Did we? Yeah, we did.
And
We
that's
actually-
when they
did
told
for the
us.
first time.
Yeah, that we got picked up.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
And we were screaming and crying, and it was the best thing ever.
Oh my God, what an emotional moment!
It
That's so
really
much to happen
was.
at once.
Yeah, we were like, what is happening?
That's incredible. How long ago was that? That was.
Was it
Over a year ago.
February, yeah.
A year
February
ago.
Last
Yeah,
December?
Sometime
last
last
February.
No, last
Yeah.
February.
Yeah, last February.
Very, very cool. So, what's been, I guess, kind of the Times Square thing would be it, like the most surreal part of this whole process so far? What's been the part that just like pinched me? I must be dreaming. Take Times Square out of it.
I think, and I'm going to piggyback off of what Emily said earlier, it's the messages about people that are really going through this, because
Yeah.
to be like, to be on something that means so much to people or makes them feel that they're represented and inspires them, it means the world to me. And I just think it's so cool to be able to be inspiring. I mean that's kind of what I've always wanted to do through art, through anything, and to be a part of a show that has the ability to do that is really, really amazing.
Have they, you mentioned how like there's been so much support and love from the original fans. And I know we talked about how you guys weren't necessarily familiar with it, but I know the creators have been folding in little Easter eggs and things here and there. Did they tell you that's what was happening, or has that been brought to light now that people are pointing it out? Did they come over and go, this is going to be your nickname, but just so you know, it's kind of saying, yeah, exactly. Like, how did that work? Did they let you know that you were doing that, or is it just kind of more organic and just part of it?
I wasn't told. What do you
They
guys
didn't
think?
tell
Yeah,
you.
they
I think it was more of like either people telling us or just like we would hear on set, like, oh, that scene happened in the original from
Yeah.
either people that were on the crew or cast that had already watched the original. It was like that for me. I don't know about
Yeah,
you
no,
guys.
yeah.
There were a few crew members who actually worked on the original.
Yeah, which is
we
Few,
crazy.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there were one or two.
Yeah.
That's really
yeah,
cool.
it's crazy. Like they're telling us a bunch of the old things that they used to do on the show and like how things used to be, and it's really cool to hear.
That is pretty amazing. I'm going to go to audience Q&A in just a second, but I have yet to see even the hint of a handshake.
Let's do it.
I want to. Yes, I
Elle
would.
and Niko.
Provided the audience wants to see it. I don't know. Do we want to see the? Well, there you go. If you're going to do something, you've got to
Yeah,
pander.
you
So
guys.
let's go ahead. Let's see the handshake.
Okay.
How's it start? Let's start.
It's very simple.
Okay.
And it might not make sense, but it makes sense to us.
That's all that matters. So we start. Okay. Back. The punch. Okay. Oh, the lift. Love it. Go. Yeah, Emily, we're getting them all.
America wants to see it.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. 2. Oh, whoa.
Whoa! I know the footwork too.
That was amazing. The footwork.
It's a whole dance routine.
So do they increase? Yes, we're doing all of them. But do they increase in difficulty as we go down the line? As
They
we-
kind of do. Whoa!
The jacket is off, people.
Coming off.
This is intense. Oh my God, I was unprepared for this.
I see it,
That was incredible. What? Oh my God! Round of applause. That was. All right, now let's do ours. This is the. No, we don't. We don't.
I told you there's tons of downtime on set.
Too much.
Who started that?
I think Niko.
Yeah,
Nico.
obviously.
Nico.
Okay, that's
He's
what I
like,
thought.
He's like, we should make a handshake out of nowhere. I'm like, okay.
I'm going to pick you up. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how this works. One, congratulations again. You've made an incredible show. You guys
Thank
are
you so
super
much. That
talented
means a
and
lot.
wonderful. 2, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us. We're not done yet, but I wanted to say that. I really appreciate you guys. I know it's been a long day. It's very nice to have you here. 3, that was awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Let's go ahead. We've got some questions from the audience, at least 2 in the room. I want to get to them both. You got microphones. I'm looking for you. Kate's pointing. I found you. Please ask your question.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hello.
Good. How you
I
doing?
was just wondering what your favorite thing about the original series was. Hoping that you guys have seen it.
Honestly, well, Elle and I started watching the
Yeah.
original while we were filming the pilot in Canada, and I would say that I actually was really liking their family dynamic also.
I
Just the
was.
relationships between the siblings, and it was beautiful to see the way that they all bonded with each other and the way that you could just tell that sibling love, and it's just like the arguments and the love and the fights, and it's just like that's how siblings are, and that's how they were on the show, and I really enjoyed that actually. Me having sisters also, it was like, oh, I could relate to it.
Right? Yeah. I think the same thing, the family dynamic and how they dealt with the situation and picked each other up when stuff got hard. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I have to agree with these guys, but one of my other favorites is seeing the Easter eggs and knowing what's happening in our show. That is like really exciting. I'm like, I'm doing that.
We're a part of that. Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Yeah.
I'm the only one who has not watched the original series, so I can't comment on that. Yeah.
Very nice. Great question. Thank you so much for that. I'd love to, let's get one more. Let's go for it. Microphone, do it.
Hey, what do you guys have in common with your characters?
Nice.
That's a good question.
I know.
Yeah, sure. For me, I think the similarities between Emilio and myself are Emilio is stubborn, and I've been told that I can be very stubborn.
Yes.
That was immediate.
But at the same time, throughout season 1, we see Emilio start to get comfortable with becoming the leader of the family, and I think that that's a quality that I think I have. I hope.
You do.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
He's honestly going to make an incredible father someday.
Yes.
He really is.
Relax.
Whoa.
Sorry, too soon.
Slow down.
She said someday, not Sunday. Like you've got. There's time.
Sorry.
It's someday. There's plenty of time. Yeah.
Clever.
No, it's you're totally fine. Similarities, differences with your characters?
I would say that Lucia, she's a very studious girl, and she's very determined, and she loves reading. And I feel like once she's set on something, she's gonna do it. And I think that's probably one of the similarities that we would have.
For me, one of my similarities that I have with Valentina is she's very wise beyond her years, and I get that quite a bit. So I guess that. And another thing is she's also very sensitive, and I am very sensitive as well. I don't know why. I just am.
You gotta make excuses. Nothing wrong with that. It's fine to be sensitive.
Yeah.
What about you?
The similarities between me and Beto would be probably, one, when his parents get deported, he kind of sees that his brother may be lacking in certain areas, so he tries to step up and be that older role model. And I'm the oldest of my siblings, so I've always been embedded with that, with my parents telling me, you got to be the good example and all that. And also, he's going through high school and the awkward stage with girls and grades and sports and all that. And I definitely had that awkward stage. I think we all had,
Yeah,
right? But yeah.
No, not me.
Not yet.
It's coming. Yeah. Everybody does. Everybody goes through it. You guys, one of the things I think that we've all kind of touched on, the show, your family dynamics, this show is about family. There are political elements, of course. There's a political story there that sets things up, but it is a show about the Acosta family and about all of you getting each other's backs and being there and supporting one another, and it's beautifully done. I think you guys are just so good in it, and it's such a great show and a fun show to watch, and an important show, honestly. I think a lot of people need to watch this show. So thank you again for being here and talking about it, for putting this out into the world. I'm so excited for you guys and excited for everyone to see it. Congratulations. Tomorrow night is the big night, the official premiere. What are you doing tomorrow night?
We're actually all
live
going
tweeting.
to the ABC offices to live tweet. Yeah, so that's
tweet.
what we're
So
going to be
make
doing.
sure
that
Maybe
started
watching
off
with
like
everyone
kind of boring and got really cool. It's like we're going to the offices to live tweet the show. It's like, oh, okay,
we're
that's
gonna
pretty
be live
awesome.
tweeting.
Yeah, that's going to be great. So you guys will be live tweeting tomorrow night?
We will, along with America, yeah.
Awesome. Very, very
Enjoy.
cool. That's super exciting. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching us live. You guys are a great audience out there. And thank everyone for being here and hanging out with us. Great questions. Very nice to have all you here. Tomorrow night, Freeform, 9 p.m. It's 2 episodes that they're doing back-to-back, right? Yeah, 2 episodes. You're about to get hooked. I hope you're ready. Party of 5, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. Make some noise. Join me in thanking Brandon for being here, and Emily, Elle, and Niko, and all of them. Come on, let's do it up.